Hey everybody, Tony Bickert here. Steelers. That's what this is about. I'm in Arizona near Gila Bend, between Phoenix and Gila Bend, south, east. And I think we're going to leave today, but it's a Monday morning. I've been here for about 4 days. Quiet, peaceful, a treasure. That's part of this video too. So stay with me if you've got the time. Born in Pittsburgh in the mid 70s, when I was coming up as a teenager, there wasn't a whole lot going on. The steel mills had closed. My dad was depressed. He would end up dying of suicide in a few years. And I had found drugs. And at once I knew that, as Bill W. said from AA, I had arrived. Not only that, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, after being lovable losers, the Art Rooney, the owner, for 50 years, he had owned the team, it seemed, somewhere near there. And they finally got good. They drafted a guy named Joe Green. They got Terry Bradshaw. They got some linebackers named Jack Ham and Jack Lampert. They got some wide receivers named Lynn Swan and John Stallworth. I can go on. Mike Webster the center. Yeah, stay with me. So they, I think, coupled with the drugs, mostly alcohol, but we started, marijuana, which I never liked. Ended up quitting that while I was really young. They helped. They helped make me feel like I was okay with myself. Then came the 1980s. The groove of drugs started turning into a rut. And the Steelers started to get really stinky after they won 4 Super Bowls. And correlated to both of those things, I think, was my demise. It was harder to feel okay with myself. Depression, I had it too. I got it from my dad. It's kind of morphed into anxiety now. Another story. But there's a reason that I'm not as depressed as I used to be. I didn't give up. I kept trying to find the answer, to find some peace in my life. And it involved some metacognition, getting in touch with my own thinking, with the help, cognitive therapy. AA definitely helped me, to hang out with some people who knew what I was talking about. And that made it easier to stop drinking, until they all kind of turned into Christians, and AA kind of morphed in my head into kind of evangelical almost. I got out of there, but luckily I had enough foundation that I could still stay sober by, talking to alcoholics and doing the steps. Okay, skip to the Steelers part of this. When they got stinky in the 80s, on Sunday I'd have hope that they would be great again, that I would be okay again. Drugs weren't working. Come on, Steelers. And they wouldn't do it. They got worse. I mean, Bubby Brister, Mark Malone, the quarterbacks that just couldn't cut it. Chuck Noll was, the game had passed him by and all that. Switching hands to hold this. That doesn't work. How about that? And so I noticed that after the Steelers would lose, I would be so deeply depressed. And Monday was coming, and that brought up the anxieties and the depression, going to school where I was not popular at all. Well, there's some people on the dang hill up there. First humans I've heard here. So that'll make me cut to the chase here. Going on this journey of mine, gave me more of a feeling of I'm okay that was stronger than drugs, and stronger than the Steelers losing. And I know this because I never would have worn a Steelers shirt. They got creamed by the Kansas City Royals last night, and they're out of the playoffs. They never should have been in there in the first place. They're kind of in that not a good team place. It's a real anomaly that they were in the playoffs anyway. But I found myself, oh, you can't wear anything Steelers. Don't turn the radio on. You know, that'll remind you of how worthless you are. Yeah, I know it's crazy. But then something came over me, and this is kind of like the point here. I looked out the window and I thought, you know, that the old tape player that's playing inside my head in the morning saying, oh, you're worthless. Be ashamed, feel guilty. It always comes on. But it doesn't take long to say, hey, that's like not applicable anymore. Yeah, I can make mistakes and feel bad, but, you know, depression's more than sadness, and you got to be careful with it. So I don't really like to say, yahoo, I'm over it. But I will say this. I was I wore this shirt last night, and I went to bed with it, or yesterday. And I was, you know, and I'm not changing it. You know, it's not dirty. I'm not stinky. I took a shower yesterday. But I'm wearing the Steelers garb, and it's okay. I'm 61, and I think I'm finally starting to break through and be okay with who I am. I don't want to get cocky, though, you know? You see how I'm kind of still into baby steps here, but you know what? There's so much better than just sitting there wishing it was all over, which I did many times. It just was easier. Depression is like a big thumb depressing you down, like a thumb goes onto a loaf of bread and just makes it, you know, makes a mark. And it's not like memory foam either. The bread stays depressed, and so did I for a long time. I hope those guys are happy. They're probably getting their thrills by climbing one of those humps. Me, I'm just going to hang out here for a little while and maybe make another video about roller coasters and roads, which I thought about. That's enough out of me. Thank you.